Another type of conic section is a circle. So the circle is a set of all points that are equidistant from the center. So this is called the center. These are points on the circle. And then the radius is the distance between the center of the circle and any point on the circle. So the radius is going to be the same all around. And then also the diameter is going to be twice the radius. So two times the radius equals the diameter. So the standard form of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So h and k, the center of your circle. So number one, write an equation of a circle with the center at 3, -2 and radius 3. So it's going to be x minus 3 squared, because this is your h and this is your k, plus y minus -2. So y minus -2 is going to be y plus 2 squared equals 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, second number one, this should be 2, 3, 4. Is it not labeled right? 2, 3. So write an equation for the translation of x squared plus y squared equals 16. 2 units right and 1 unit down. Okay, what that means is we know our radius is 4. But we're going to shift this parabola that's centered about the origin and has a radius of 4. We're going to shift it 2 right and 1 down. So if we shift it 2 right, it's going to be, your h is going to be positive 2. So it's going to be x minus 2 squared plus 1 unit down. So it's going to be y plus 1 squared equals 16. Because your new center of your circle is going to be at 2, -1. So that means it's shifted 2 units right and 1 unit down. Okay, number 2, find the center and radius of a circle. So my center is going to be at -4, positive 2. The radius is the square root of 36. And then find the domain and range. So I'm going to draw a sketch of this. I think it'll be helpful to talk about the domain and range here. So I am going left 4. So, and then up 2 to graph this. So left 4, up 2 is going to put the center right here. And then my radius is 6, so I'm going to go right 6, left 6, down 6, up 6. It'll be a lot easier with graph paper to show you this, but the domain and range is, domain is going to be your x, range is going to be your y. So I'm going to write this in interval notation. So if my center is at -4 and I went left 6, then this new point right here is going to be at -10. Similarly, if my center was at -4 and I went right 6, this is going to put me at 2. So my domain is going to be from -10 to 2. If you want to write that in inequality notation, it's going to be -10 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2. So let's do the same thing with our range. So our range is going to be the y. So if my y started at 2 and I'm going to add 6 and subtract 6, 2 minus 6 is -4, and 2 plus 6 is 8. And I could also write this as -4 is less than or equal to y, because we're talking about the range, is less than or equal to 8. Okay, number 4, graph this. So graph the circle. So I would find the center of the circle. So the center of the circle is at 3, -1 in the radius. So the center of the circle is at 3, -1. So that's going to be right here, 3, -1. And then my radius is 2. So I'm going to go up 2, right 2 from the center, left 2 from the center, and down 2 from the center. There's my circle. Okay, number 5, write an equation for the circle with the center at 5, -2, and radius is 8. So it's going to be x minus 5 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 8 squared, which is 64. And then number 6, find the center and the radius of that circle. So it's going to be, the center is at -8, and then 0, because the y is not changing, and the radius is a square root of 121, which is 11. Okay, 7, write an equation for each translation. So it's kind of similar to what we did up there. Left 5 is, your center is now going to be at -5, -3. So if you want to write it that way first and then convert, so it's going to be x plus 5 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 1. We're still going to keep the radius the same, it's just been shifting. And then I'm going to do right 2 up 3, so my new center is going to be at 2, 3. So this is going to be x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 9. And then number 8, I think it would be helpful if you found the center, which is 1, 0, and the radius, which is 3. So I want 1, 0, go up 3, right 3, left 3, and down 3. You have your circle. So the domain is going to go from -2 to 4, because that's where I'm going on my x-axis, or x right here, -2 to 4. And the range, and not draw that very well, but this is -3 up to 3. So the range is going to be -3 to 3. Actually, this was sloppy too. Okay, so, and if you want to, you can write it in inequality notation. So it'd be -2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 4, or -3 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 3.